Well, everybody, it has been a month, and you know, when it's been a month, the Vinland Saga chapter number count ticks over one more time and gives us 20 pages or something, and then we got to talk about it, and then I got to talk to these two idiots, then we got to export it and then upload it, and it's just a whole mess. So today we're here to announce that this is the last one ever. We're cancelling this because we're cancelling Vinland Saga. Isn't that right, EliteAri? We hate Jarkey Bacon and his favorite manga.
Yeah, well, when this arc started, the Vinland arc,
Everything
I
fell off,
thought it had
right?
potential. Yeah, I thought it had potential to be really good. But then we got the that one chapter where he saw the future, and it ended up being really important, and it
True.
ruined the entire arc.
The art was really bad too.
Yeah, God, it was ugly.
Yeah,
What do you think,
and
Bacon? Yeah.
this chapter has brought up something that I have issues with. And that's particularly because Vinland Saga has turned into a bad show. One more similar to that I call, and I know you guys like a lot, called Mushoku Tensei.
Oh no!
Because in this chapter, Bug Eyes talks about having a wife, and that is. I know. Like some people may say, okay, you're okay with like a 50-year-old dude, you know, having sex with a 15-year-old. I mean, here we have like a mid-30s dude, you know, saying something about being having a wife that is way younger than him. And I don't know if I can really endorse talking about this manga anymore.
I disavow it personally. I don't know about you guys.
I think it's even a step too far for me, who defends Mushoku Tensei. I don't know.
It's worse, I would say. In comparison,
what I'm trying to say is, join us next Sunday for Mushoku Tensei. It'll be much better.
I forgot I have to record that and talk to these two idiots and then export that and then upload. Oh my goodness, my life is terrible. I hate it here, but nonetheless, what a great intro. Chapter 205. Do you think somebody's like buying it?
Yeah, probably.
Let's keep it up. Because Bacon was supposed to like cry and say, no, don't cancel it. But then he just went along with it. So who knows? Who knows what's a joke now? A showdown between two men with iron will begins. Crazy, huh?
That's crazy.
Volume 27 is out now.
Yeah. Well, I like this art. What can I say? But it's not as good as it used to be, so therefore I feel
when he went digital, right?
Should stop. Yeah, when it went digital, you can.
When did he go digital, Bacon? I'm sure you know the exact chapter.
Yeah, it was around about the beginning of this arc, so around about chapter.
Wait, really?
66.
That's so recent.
Yeah.
I was expecting like, yeah, Baltic Sea War beginning. That's about when.
Yeah, well, so he went fully digital around that time, and that's really, I mean, Baltic Sea War, you already saw the cracks begin the show. More comedy, probably because he. You know,
he got lazy.
There's less grit. You know, yes, he's just lazier. You know, just in general. He was saying he's had health issues, or like wanted to, you know, keep his hands healthy.
What, he was sneezing
I think that's
sometimes?
pretty cowardly behavior.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Make sure, EliteAri, when you sneeze, you cover your nose. Okay.
I never do that.
You
your
don't?
Nose?
No.
He just lets it spill on the next person.
Yeah.
I don't sneeze when there's people around.
You can control it.
Oh, I see.
Very Vince McMahon of him. Crazy. I could explain that wrestling reference, but we don't need tangents, all right? We're sick of tangents. We here keep a laser focus on the topic at hand.
Yes.
The night's still peaceful in Arneid's village. We got laughter happening. We're cutting away from the action here. What a crazy subversion. We're at dinner. Phew, so good, thanks Cordelia, etc, etc. Cordelia's been cooking for Gudrid while she's pregnant and stuff, and Gudrid's being like, no, you don't have to cook, and she's like, but I will cook, and it's like silly women nonsense, you know?
Yeah. This does not pass the Kyle test.
No, definitely not. This does not pass the new Bechdel test, which is the Kyle test. What a great callback to our previous Vinland Saga discussions and off-screen discussions. This is
another one of the issues of why Vinland Saga has gone off the cliff. This hasn't been passing enough Kyle tests. You know,
true.
You have to have, you know, like an update. It's kind of like I would make a British reference here. I'm not sure if you have it over there in Australia. Like an MOT. You know, you have to get your car checked up every single year, make sure it's safe. In the same way with every single year with Vinland Saga, you have to make sure is this friendly to the female part of the human species cohort, shall we say?
Cohort, that's a good
and
word.
it does not seem very amicable to their tastes. As someone who can speak on behalf of all the female cohort. So,
EliteAri, do you reckon every prick
Yes.
that's ever said the word cohort to you, you would want to punch in the face? Like, it's just like principals and Jarkey Bacon, right? So they could all get punched.
I think I like the word cohort.
Yeah,
It's
but the
very
people who are
formal.
always saying it deserve to be punched,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, they think they're better than you, right? Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
using fancy
They're
words.
always
yeah,
saying, the
God, I hate
cohort's
it.
been letting us down recently. You as a
Yeah.
cohort, and here's Jarkey
It's
Bacon.
like they're the school captain or something at school, and they're like looking
No,
down on you.
not
Yeah.
even the school captain would say it. Just the
Well,
gear
may I give some
coordinators.
reasoning for my use of the word?
Yes, justify yourself.
When
We've wind back the
talking
fist, and
about
we're looking at
sensitive
you, Bacon.
issues
better-
such as this, right? It's important you use vocabulary that Twitter won't understand,
I guess.
and therefore that is why you can't get cancelled if the 16-year-olds can't understand you. So
Interesting.
And they'll think that you're smart as well, and you'll have like influence.
yes,
Influence.
That's
I
true.
like that. Alita, you ever thought
maybe
about
if
being
I
an
say something,
influencer?
wow,
Yeah.
that is true. I would agree with that.
Hundreds
Maybe
of
if I
I'm gonna
say
influence
very
something right now.
intelligent and very smart. Some may say something with
Well, have a look
a
at page
high
2.
IQ. Oh,
All right.
Uh-huh.
well,
You
yeah.
see a house, and you see stars behind it. And you know what that
Oh.
means?
Oh,
This is an important moment
Oh.
in Vinland Saga, because when the stars show up, you know something big is about to go down.
yes,
That is
Alita.
true.
This is an old
Yeah.
Alita talking point back from the Jarkey Bacon solo discussions. But by solo, I mean just with the Jarkey Bacon. You people understand. Also, nothing
Also, you
important's
can see
happening.
they're eating bread, which they made with their wheat. Crazy.
That they
Are they
farm,
also eating
yeah.
with that maple, that honey or maple syrup stuff that was given as a gift, which is cringe?
Yes, we don't like cooperation.
So, even this meal symbolizes how joining together different communities with different knowledge of different things shows that Gudrid still and Cordelia and Carly still partake
They're still good, you would
and
say.
agree. You know, well, they still endorse cohabitation, not for one household, but for a societal scale.
Interesting. I agree. What a great point. I'm so fucking hungry right now. Why'd you bring up the food? Who did that? Was it EliteAri? No, it was Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
That's in my name.
It's true. It's true. You can't eat an EliteAri.
Yeah, but you can be fed a lesson from EliteAri when he schools you on things. There you go.
Ooh, got
He's
him.
not schooling me on anything, so I don't know why you're oohing Bacon, but
Ooh.
yeah, now what? Now you've been oohed, EliteAri. What are you going to say back to that?
Cordelia pushes Gudrid, and I felt like that was very irresponsible and dangerous because she's very
Yes.
pregnant.
And Cordelia is very strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like flattens her.
Just push her over.
Yeah.
Oh, Cordelia heel turn. She's actually been an evil villain the whole time. She kills the pregnant woman and Carly. What a twist that would be.
I have the sword.
Ah,
Oh my
yes.
God, she
That's
says,
yeah.
I've always wanted to. Oh, I won't say that.
That could have been a transphobic comment. She has the sword, Bacon? What does that mean? My
What?
goodness gracious me.
Oh my goodness.
word.
Goodness,
Sorry, I
eat
need
and
to,
sleep, eat and sleep.
I will
What am I?
rephrase that.
That is not fitting of our cohort, Bacon. Come on. Jesus.
I will.
You let
I will
down the
rephrase
cohort.
that for Twitter.
Yes. God, we're
What? She has the
weapon.
1.5 meter long metal melee medieval device,
Right.
Well, I
which
think you cleared
a
it
true
all up.
warrior will not have or
Yes.
needs none of.
Mm-hmm.
According to Thorfinn, at least.
Yes.
Well, anyway, Gudrid's complaining about how she's lazy and stuff. Cordelia says it'd be a mess. Oh, sorry, time becoming useless. I'm dying from eating for two. Haha, because she's got a baby, remember? Thorfinn's late. Lamau, what a deadbeat dad. You think he's met with the Linu? He definitely did. He's eating dinner with them right now. Gudrun just knows what Thorfinn's doing because they're like married and stuff. That's like a thingy.
Yeah.
We're doing the Vinland Saga thing where the little faces on the text box represents who's saying who, even though we're in a miscellaneous insert shot. Remember that video? It's crazy. It's great. And Gudrun's given birth or whatever. She's sick or something. What? And it's not because she ate too much. She's in labor.
Yeah. Is that really how the pregnancy thing works? Like, do you have to eat twice, like not twice as much, but like a
I
lot
did
more?
wonder about that, and I was like, that makes sense, probably.
Yeah. Tell us, Bacon.
Well, as someone
A mother
very
himself.
familiar with the female cohort of the Homo sapiens, this is true. I was also confused because Gudrun mentions that she had barely 6 cups. Now, those cups look like bowls. I wasn't sure if what's the difference between a bowl and a cup, and if those cups are big, but they look pretty substantial.
Maybe she's not
They
pregnant.
look like
She's
a
just a
regular
fat
bowl.
bitch. You ever think about that?
Never.
No.
That'd be very rude.
But yeah, that would be very rude. But she does remark upon there's a glimpse of copium to be drawn out of this little interaction here. Is that Gudrun mentions that she is useless, and as far as the narrative goes, yes, she's not done much. But this is something that she did bring up 30 chapters ago, so maybe she will have more to do with her character down the line. And this is another one of those reasons why Vinland Saga has fallen off. It indicates that it will give more character development to characters that pertain to the female cohort of the Homo sapien species. And so that's why I have issues with this.
Here. I tapped on the thing. I don't think you heard that. But anyway, do you know this fucking website has comments? I've never looked at them before. Do you think they're as good as Crunchyroll comments? It sends you to a fucking forum. I'm a bit worried about the village ... We meanwhile back in Arnid, and then it's an image that I don't understand. There's like a party going on or something.
That's Pocahontas. That's the fat guy that comes over.
Yeah, he's pretty fat. Well, anywho, these comments aren't
when
interesting.
they want to kill the natives, I think.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
We disavow that. Just like we disavow whatever we disavowed before that I already forgot about. Anyway, Gudrun's pregnant and having a baby or something. We're supposed to be excited for this, Lamau. And then we cut back to the stuff, and they're like, bad Norse. And we're like, yes, bad Norse. And Bug Eyes is freaking out, and it's big noise, and they're walking to the front. Bug Eyes is freaking out again as I flip the page and see him crying and being funny and stuff. Aina points out that more than one tribe is here. They're figuring things out. Bug Eyes can't understand what they're saying. They hear the word wimpnet a lot. We're going to learn what that means in a second. Still doesn't know. He needs his girlfriend to help him out. His underage girlfriend, as we've already established. He screams for his underage girlfriend. And then the old dude says she's not here, but then she actually is like, Lamau, I'm here. And I'm 15. And anyway, she showed up and they do a thingy with everybody died. I'm sick, but I'm not mad at you guys. Let me help translate. Look at my darkened hands from this disease. Remember when EliteAri pointed that out? And wimp pet or whatever means sick or pest. And Thorfinn's freaking out. Pause. This is where we comment on what I have thus recanted.
I think it's interesting how Thorfinn is so stoic at the start. He's very under control, and then he starts sweating once he sees the hands. Warriors do not scare him. Do not worry him. He's very calm. But disease, that means something bigger.
Now that's scary. Ever heard that word before, EliteAri? Pestilence?
Yeah, but I don't think it's pronounced like that, but yes.
Well, then how's it pronounced, huh?
Pestilence.
That's what I was saying, right?
Right, yeah, maybe the microphone cut out.
Yeah,
I had something to say. What was it? Wait a minute, let me scroll back. When Nisquadra just shows up. I was worried that this is going to be like she's going to kill everyone because she's like still sick and like she's going to cough them or something
True.
and everyone will get sick. But I feel like the story just like it's not really focusing on that.
Yeah,
luckily.
we've had the sickness destroy things. We're past it now.
Yeah. Anyway, it's my
She's
one.
very nice. She doesn't blame our favorite characters for the thing they caused.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to talk about all this in context at the end of the chapter, and this perhaps was not the best stopping point.
Perhaps.
All right, now I got to remember what happens as I lightly read and then recap. The old dude is like, "See, you poisoned us, you pricks. There's no more time for negotiations. Leave this island, Nords. If you will not leave, we will drive you out." And then it's a bunch of scary warrior-looking dudes, and they're like, "We'll fuck you up for real, for real." And now Thorfinn's deep in thought. Thorfinn thinks that they're not even going to let him leave quietly, and that they may not be able to avoid battle. And then Einar over here is just saying, "Well, I didn't mean to do that," and he's waving his finger. And then we're getting into an argument. This is actually when Niskatrijija says, I was pretty close there, says that I don't blame you or whatever. And then because she's so nice and understanding, Bug Eyes has his line about, "You're a good kid, you'd make a good wife. What is wife, Lamau?" So it's not actually that bad. He's not saying, "Let me marry you, Lamau." He's just saying, potentially for somebody of age, of your age, not of age, that would be bad, of your age, could be married, Lamau. So it's not actually as bad as Mushoku Tensei, right, Bacon?
Well, what was also interesting is that for a long time, it seemed like Bug Eyes was, according to the official guidebook of Vinland Saga, he was probably at this point in the narrative around about 35 years old. However, someone tweeted at Yukimura that shouldn't he be the same age as Thorfinn? Because otherwise, how would Bug Eyes get them miss?
And how old is Thorfinn supposed to be?
Thorfinn is 27 currently. So,
they can get
changes
married.
Everything. Yeah.
Basically, basically a kid himself, you know.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Is that
one
naivety?
thing I will say is that Niskatrijija does look like she's drawn much older here, particularly compared if you go back to chapter 186. So I don't know how long they've been here. Maybe they've known Niskatrijija for 2 years or 3 years. So she may be much older now.
So you're saying there's a chance, Jarkey Bacon, that she's 18 years of age?
I'm not, because one of the translators said that this is Bug Eyes is very much saying he's not saying you'd make a good wife for me. He's like, it's kind of like Bug Eyes being a bit awkward in how he says stuff, but the fact that he says you're a good kid, you'd make a good wife, that should be pretty obvious. And the fact is, like, he thinks of her as a child, and he does not think she is meant for him.
So let's bring in the expert on such relationships, EliteAri. Your take.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I think that's obviously what's happening. You're saying that, you'd make a good wife in general. But what I'm thinking here is, like, if I was her and someone said that to me, would I be like offended? I'd be like, what the hell? What is that supposed to mean? I'd make a good wife? Like, is that all I can be? Or would I be like proud of it and be like, oh, thank you. I guess I do have some qualities that make me successful in being a wife or something. I don't know. Like, if someone said that about me being a husband, I don't know.
The male equivalent probably wouldn't be you'd be a good husband, but you're a catch. People say that when, like, you can play an instrument and you're also tall or something, and they'll be like, oh, what a catch this fella is.
I think it depends on what he is complimenting. And in this instance, Bug Eyes is complimenting the fact that she is good at conflict, resolution, understanding, and is able to see from different people's perspectives. And maybe it would be better, like, you'd be a good partner in a relationship because you are able to...
Oh, okay. I like that.
So maybe that'd be a different thing, because he is from North society and his father is a Christian. He only really thinks about I'm
Yeah.
not sure if courting or being a girlfriend is a thing at the time. So
No, that's
he
what I was
says,
just
"There's
about
this
to say.
thing to the time, which is you'd make a good wife," and
Hmm.
of course, because that's a European cultural thing, a Christian cultural thing. Nisquadget is like, "What is wife? We
So
do not
this,
have concept of wife."
yes, this is not problematic in the way of pedophilia. It is problematic in the way of forcing your culture onto the native people. It's racist. I see.
Hmm.
Yes,
I
that's what I was
like
trying
that.
to say.
I like that conclusion. And with that, we're moving on. Actually, we're not. If somebody has something else to say about this.
Nothing.
Did I have anything actually to say? I liked the hand drawings.
It's crazy.
I always like Yukimura hands.
EliteAri invented
Yeah.
the black hand thing.
Also,
Yep.
this shows growth from Bug Eyes because he's able to recognize maturity, and that is something that Bug Eyes, you could argue, has lacked.
Because he tried to marry the gold digging girl.
Just in general, always complains about kids' idealism.
I'm gonna take
I think
Bacon's
he's done it
word
in this
because I cannot
chapter,
recall.
guess, so.
Sure.
And then
He was a gambler.
what's a gamble? Oh yeah, he used to gamble. Remember that? Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a question there. So about these hand things, how her hands are black. I probably could have just looked this up, but I'd rather just ask you guys.
Oh, I know the answer.
Do you
Don't
think
you worry.
there's do you think there's any like detriment to that, or is it just literally just like color the skin black? Like, do you think they're like dead and she can't move them, or is it like maybe
Gammy,
she can't
like
feel
Gammy
temperature
Can
or
she move her
something? Or...
fingers would be the question, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gammy. They gammy. Do you guys have
What
the
does what does
term
that
gammy?
mean? I've never heard that in my life.
It's like, okay, I had to look it up real quick just to make sure I'm not saying something that's like
Not
sexual.
spreading scientific
A
misinformation.
part of a person's body, especially the leg, unable to function normally because of injury or chronic pain. So that's a British informal. So, so she's hiding them currently, and does she use them more later on in the? We don't know. I think that's probably the conclusion. She seems to actually have muscle control of them. Yeah, it's definitely like permanent scarring. I do not know the illness, but she seems to hide them up until that point.
Yeah.
So
Inconclusive is the answer to EliteAri's question, I assume.
Yeah, she's cursed. That's what it is, and the curse will be lifted
now
by Bug Eyes.
we could. Should we try and find a real world answer?
We could.
Well, in the
Bubonic
meantime,
plague.
okay.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Okay. Ein is mad at Thorfinn for not saying nothing. Then we are reintroduced to the fact that Hild is also here, because I kind of forgot when I was reading. Thorfinn closes his eyes, sees Gudrid and Kali in pregnancy, and baby dog is not a baby, it's a very old dog. And then he opens his eyes again. He's reflecting on
God,
the
what a
things.
page.
Yes, it's our background image at EliteAri. Did you point that out to the people? They haven't noticed it yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're obsessed with they're just looking at the feet right now, and they're like, wow.
EliteAri made some weird feet comments before we started recording. He's a little weird about that. EliteAri is a foot guy.
Absolutely not.
Let me ask a question. Are these the first bare feet we've seen in Vinland Saga?
No, we've seen... I don't think Askeladd's mother was wearing shoes.
Ooh.
That's a good point.
Did we see feet?
It would have to be when a slave is like knocked over or something, right? Which surely that's happened at some point.
Oh my word. Okay, I wish I did not press. Okay, so
Google image
is gangrene, which she probably has, right?
Oh god. Sure.
Oh, I saw it. Ugh. Okay, it's like, watch out, disgusting picture. Do you want to look at it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Oh, that is actually. Oh, why did I go? They don't have. Hang on.
Oh no.
Gangrene. This is actually. I'm gonna send.
No, you're not gonna send it at all.
I'm gonna send this. This is the Wikipedia page.
All right.
You better put a spoiler tag on it so I don't have to see this.
Yeah. If you want to see this, folks, just go.
Oh, spoiler! I have to see.
Yukimura makes this seem.
Oh
very
god.
nice. Um,
Yeah, he does.
I'm not looking.
If
you've
he
got
drew it like
dry
that, then I would have
gangrene,
no
you've
question
got
that it's
wet
like really bad.
gangrene, and you've got gas gangrene. Medication surgery. What is the issues? Hang on. Tissue is a type of tissue death caused by lack of blood supply. Symptoms may include skin color, blah 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 blah. And coolness. The hands and feet are mostly affected. But gangrene is caused by infectious blah 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 blah. It doesn't. Can you use tissue death? I mean, does it make your fingers stop working? I don't
Mm.
know. I'm trying to figure this out. NHS, surely you have something for me. It just says what occur as a result of injury. So it's not saying anything about being okay. So, how's gangrene treated? Earlier treatment gangrene begins. More successful is likely to be. This includes surgery to remove damaged tissue, antibiotics. In some areas where surgery is needed to restore blood flow. Basically, it's caused by having lack of blood, and then it just kind of dies, but it stays attached to your body.
So
In more severe
it'd have to
cases,
be
it may be
amputated.
necessary to remove the entire body, such as toe, foot, or lower leg.
Yeah.
So basically, anybody who's got this, like Nisquadri, will have to have hands cut off. But it
Mm.
doesn't look as bad, so maybe it's like a not as bad version.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's something
Anyway,
else entirely. Who could tell? Not me. Anyway, where were we up to?
actually,
Oh,
that's funny.
Thorfinn's in
I need
a
to read-
conflict. What are you saying, Bacon?
sorry, I pressed. I have like this weird thing where if it says spoiler, I have to click on it. And I
Yeah, me
click on it,
too,
and
but
then
I'm
I
not
have to
doing it.
refresh the chat.
But anyhow. Thorfinn's in internal conflict. He's thinking about his family, and they're in danger in this situation, so they're good to think about. He's also reflecting on all the cooperative times and all the benefits that have befell the cooperation of the people. And then he says, I understand. We will leave Vinland. Please do not attack. And then everybody does shocked face.
Pikachu moment.
Yes. I almost said shocked Pikachu, but then I was like, I'm not going to say that. And then Bacon said it anyway, so crazy. Einar's not happy about this. He's saying, I don't want to leave. I'm not going nowheres. Fuck you, Thorfinn. We've suffered so much for this. And Hyld just does a singular little laugh here because everything's falling apart, she can tell. So he'll avoid war, avoid violence. You're lost, Thorfinn. But Einar, you understand? There are 300 warriors here. We can't just fight them. Even if we do, it'll just be the first in a long line of fights to come. We would live here in constant battle with the Linu, and that's what our children would inherit. That's not what I want for Vinland. And then Einar drops to his knees. He's all freaking the fuck out. We will leave Vinland, Bug Eyes. Niska, please interpret. Thorfinn says he will leave the island and asks you not to attack. Please let us have until the spring to carry out our withdrawal. Oh my god, we're nearly done. All the Linu are like all weirding out. Evacuate? What? Wow, that's incredibly reasonable of them. Says the I assume this is the dude in the back. It seems so reasonable, but I'm worried. We worked to gather all these warriors. They won't like it. Peace, the most difficult option. So remember when Thorfinn said to Canute that one time very dramatically that if this would happen, he would run away? It's crazy that we never thought that was going to happen. I guess I never thought that was going to happen. But then it happened. And then I was like, of course that's going to happen. That's like one of the big things that has to happen. Crazy.
I think it's interesting where Hild's laughing and then says, so this is how far he'll go to avoid war and to avoid violence. You've lost, Thorfinn. I assume when she says you've lost, she's talking about like his experiment has failed. Is that what you guys taken away from this?
Well, honestly, I didn't realize it was Hyld saying that.
Yeah, I also didn't realize that was her. I mean, it makes complete sense it would be her. Huh.
So she's like, I guess it just means, I don't know what the fuck it means. What's she talking about?
I actually I don't know. Failed your
Maybe
experiment.
lost.
Oh, yeah.
You would assume she means this conflict, but that doesn't really make a sense.
Yeah, I assume it's like to do with his experiment.
Yeah, I guess. But wouldn't that? Well, I guess the
Hmm.
Vinland experiment isn't necessarily the peace experiment. It's just literally the Vinland experiment. Because if it was the
Mm.
peace experiment, then this would sort of not be it failing. It would be it succeeding a little bit or something. Is one of his tenets. So yeah, I guess it
Yeah.
means
This
Vinland.
truly, to me, feels like it could be a translation issue of that one line, where it's like it could have multiple readings and you've lost just doesn't seem like the straightforward one. I don't know.
So
Hmm.
EliteAri hates the translation team and he thinks they're all idiots and that he could
No,
be the.
no. I'm appreciating how difficult of a task translation is, and perhaps there are multiple ways to translate this, and they just chose what they thought was the best. But maybe it is the best, and Yukimura is the fool. I don't
Hmm.
know.
So I guess
Mm.
it's supposed to be a big moment or something. I honestly have no idea where we go from here exactly. We do have till the spring, which is a long time, so we could still attack or something. Thorfinn committing to leaving is interesting. Obviously, he doesn't actually settle Vinland in the real world, so this might be a way to get away from that. This is not that climactic of a moment to be the climax of the entire series, so that's
Oh, I could
interesting.
definitely see this being the climax. This felt like the most climactic moment I've seen in Vinland Saga since the Farmland arc. I think. Yeah, I really felt that when like Thorfinn is like flashing between like his like you see his eye and he goes like Gudrun and then you see all the things there. I'm like I can imagine like in an anime it's like all this like crazy music going on. He's like finally this is the moment he's given to choose what he's going to be, what's going to be the future. He's going to make a good decision, bad decision. This feels like a very climactic moment to me.
Feels like a
Mm.
setback to me. Like, oh, we'll find out in 2 more chapters.
I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
Ari, your point on like the format is like, it's like unique to Vinland. I mean, like the like it doesn't do flashbacks very often, I guess, and it did
Mm.
like a double page spread of worth of flashbacks in one. Um, I think so. There's a couple of things that were going. It's like okay, Thorfinn wants to leave, but who's going to let him leave? You know, from the north side. Thorfinn has made this
Mm-hmm.
decision on his own. Even someone like Einar is very much initially against it. Now Einar has been set up that this is EliteAri. This is his tribute to her death. He is a farmer. He cannot transport all his work easily or at all. Um, so that's something. Um, but then you've also got the issue with Ivor, and something that I heard in Mir's discussion, which I thought was very interesting and a very good point, is that before Thorfinn and Ivor have argued over building more ships. So it's not like even if Thorfinn wanted to leave and they wanted to split up, and Ivor's group goes and stays, which I'm not sure if Thorfinn would want because he knows what would happen then. Um, but if he wanted just to take a ship for himself, I would be like, well, we don't have enough ships for that. You can't just take one ship for yourself. We need those. So I have a
Mm-hmm.
feeling this is going to be a big issue. Um, another big discussion. And then that's just continuing the north side. Now we've also got the side of the warriors of different tribes that have come together to fight this. And Muin seems very reasonable, seems very understanding, and not very warmongering. But he understands the warrior mindset and doesn't know if he can control them. So we'll see. Uh, yeah.
They all already started selling off all the Nordic stuff. They already got it in their minds that they're going to be making this profit. They ain't going to like this news. The I really have no idea. The little teaser at the end is about Gudrid giving birth, which I guess could be another setback. Like we can't leave right after Gudrid gives birth because then
Yes.
the
Yes.
baby will be in trouble or something. Um,
Yeah.
Too bad the
Mm.
preview is more concerned with whether or not it's a boy or a girl. So we're gonna get a nice gender reveal next time. That'll be fun. Will the blue or the pink come out of the balloon that they send up and then poke and break.
Pop.
Pop,
Yeah.
that's the word.
I think I kind of want there to be wide scale bloodshed.
I thought he was going
I
to
think
say
it'd be very
boy or
interesting to
girl. What the
see-
fuck?
That's also what I was thinking.
But no,
Wait,
he
you
wants
want the conclusion of
bloodshed.
Vinland to be that?
No, just like in the next chapter, I want the warriors to go over
Ooh.
and there to be like a bit of chaos and misunderstanding and like stuff just going absolute to hell, basically.
And then
Sure.
Thorfinn's going to
I
fight
think
him,
that'd be
bro?
interesting.
That's going to be sick.
Maybe not, but it'd be interesting to see like basically, like the end of Farmland where there is a fight, and then you see different characters take on particular roles in the war, and you get to see because it's such a stressful environment. You see different colors of them. We haven't really seen Sturk and Ivor talk since they got shot by Hild, so maybe they have a different view on things. I don't know. But if Ivor saw this group of warriors, he'd probably only think one thing. And so if they turn up, yeah,
The fight
it's
is
gonna be
gonna start.
interesting.
But yeah, it's
The question is, will it end in 10 chapters?
I don't know. You're the one
I
that's supposed to know
I
that.
imagine I could imagine it ending in less than 10 chapters.
Interesting.
Hasn't
But
he
it's
already
just
said
because it
that
feels so
before?
climactic to me. Yeah, I guess actually I feel like I was the opposite at some point where I was like, I can't imagine this ending in only 20 chapters.
Yeah.
But I think last time Bacon was like, I was like, yeah, this feels like we're getting toward the end for the first time because like the snow and they were all meeting up with this giant army and everything. But I guess in terms of what I'm thinking, it's a bit tough because they already kind of did this at the end of Farmland with Canute and stuff. But it would be interesting. Well, not I don't know if it would be interesting, but one potential path forward is that Thorfinn clearly here is choosing to do what he thinks is the good thing for the other people, which surprises them. And he is willing to give up everything that he's worked for to prevent like violence or whatever. Maybe the people against him, because they know he's being earnest about it now, because he has no reason to make that choice. Maybe his earnestness and I guess willingness to leave here will be the reason that he's allowed to stay, because they will see that he is actually a good person. I guess what I'm thinking of is like at the end of Farmland where you've got Thorfinn and he's like naivety or whatever from Canute's perspective, and he sees that Thorfinn is kind of earnest in his like belief of like wanting to, or he understands him, and he's earnest in his belief of trying to create a better world, and that's what changes Canute's mind. And it could be a similar thing here where it's like now these two leaders have seen that Thorfinn is actually a good person, and the goodness when he didn't have to be good is what will lead to him succeeding in the end. I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think one thing that would be cool, and I guess we didn't really see this with the one character that definitely did fulfill this in Vinland Saga, is someone like Floki. The person like
I heckin' love Floki.
So Thorfinn's strategy works well with people who can be reasoned with and I think are more good-hearted. Now, Miss Hegpiquer, he is quite shaken, I think, at this. It'll be interesting to see his full reaction on whether he's like fully down the conspiracy, like he still believes like what he sees or not. Now this other bear general seems pretty reasonable. I thought he may be a bit more of a provocateur and want to fight himself. There's so many ways it could go. I think the biggest issue of them leaving soon, I think it can be done in 10 chapters, to be fair. Because the end, like, what is it? I think they just started the fight on chapter 90 for Farmland. And then by the time it got to chapter 100, they were back in Iceland. So, like, if there is a fight, like, I could see, like, 10 chapters working out pretty well. But it's just like, how do you convince the rest of the Norse to leave? Because Thorfinn has made this proclamation, despite being the leader, And it'll be interesting to see if, like, in the next negotiations, because Thorfinn's always listened and allowed people to talk, if he's way more forceful with this, or yes, or if he is allowed to stay, which I think would then suggest that like they were going a historical route. I'm still in the camp that we probably won't be, right? So anyway, there's so many ways it could go, which is interesting to think about, but it's hard to really put your eggs in one basket or another.
Floki's probably just out there fishing, having a good time, not thinking about whether or not he's got to leave or not. I think Floki won in the end. He won Vinland Saga. He won the Vinland Saga.
He was the Vinland Saga.
Mm-hmm. That's how you say it.
What? Oh, wait. What was the... I'm trying to think. You know the Healed chapter, the big famous Healed one?
Yeah.
That wasn't called like a true warrior or something, was it?
That was called The Day or something.
The Day, yeah. Because I'm just trying to think, like, are we going to get a moment which is like going to parallel the Thor's throwing his sword away scene, like with Thorfinn, like in a confrontation? Do you think we'll get like a scene like that, like a more direct parallel to like when he was resuscitating Arnid, for instance, in I don't know.
We've had one with the Garm fight with him.
Yeah.
Was that with? Wait, I'm trying to think.
Also with the Askeladd callback as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did both in one chapter, and it was so cool. Askeladd's the coolest.
But I could see that maybe like a more direct one later. I don't know. They still got the sword.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I guess we'll see.
Why the fuck are these chapters called 1,000 Year Voyage, part whatever? Just because it's like in the year 1000 or something?
No, we went over this, Kyle. Or maybe it was Mia who went over this, or someone. Because it's Misek Piquet, or Bacon, yeah. And Misek Piquet saw the 1,000-year flash forward or whatever.
Future, I see.
Yeah. It's to 1,000 years from now.
Yes, except literal.
And the message is to us 1,000 years in the future. Because they are in 1023 at the moment. And we're in 2023.
No shot there in 1023, brother. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Thorfinn was born in 996, and he's 27. So when they, I think when they arrive in Vinland, so then maybe they're in 1025. So Yukimuro's just playing ahead.
Doesn't even line up. It's pretty cringe if I do say so myself. Yeah. So how does the 1,000? When are we getting a different chapter title? Is what I was thinking.
Well, the next one will say epilogue. I'm sure that'll probably be it.
Epilogue, part 1. Crazy. What a
that would be awesome. It's like a whole arc, just like the prologue arc. Oh my god.
52 chapters. Let's go. God. Remember when I thought that we could just hang out in Vinland and be happy and have fun, and that could be an extended epilogue? I remember saying that like 3 years ago.
God. Do you think we will get a flash forward 1,000 years in the future, and it'll be like a few chapters of people in the present and how it's like
Thorfinn's great,
something like that.
Great.
And there's or if he like doesn't even draw the manga anymore, and it's just like pictures from real life, and on the wall you see like the family of Thorfinn have a portrait of like Thorfinn. Yeah, God,
the final chapter of Vinland is actually a YouTube video, therefore it's free. It could just be an anime episode, but it's not anime, idiot. It's live action, and it's actually Jarkey Bacon will reveal himself to be Yukimura, whatever his other name is. That would have been a cooler joke if I knew the whole name. It would have sounded more dramatic and had more impact. But Bacon actually isn't writing manga. He sucks.
No.
True. He did make Goodbye Attack on Titan, though. That's a pretty good video.
It's pretty good.
Better than anything EliteAri ever made.
I actually made a poem about Mushoku Tensei. That's my greatest video I've ever made.
Huh. Oh my god. Is that the one I'm not allowed to watch?
Yep.
What a fucking loser. Anywho, Bacon's poem video is better.
We had a poem video?
Yeah, the one about work and late, I think it was. I played on stream like 3 times.
Oh, yes, true. Yes. I do remember that.
Deadline.
Yes.
Yes, it was about work and school and stuff, because you have deadlines in both. Anyway. Is the deadline on this video coming up? Oh, I don't know. Does anybody have anything else incredibly intelligent to share?
Yes, I do. I need the
He
toilet.
always does. Oh, that's crazy. We made it 45 minutes, EliteAri, in this chapter that Mia said was the greatest thing of all time that we actually had nothing to say about.
Yeah, we
Remember
didn't even say
Mia?
overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts? I don't know. It was
Yeah,
pretty
what do you
good.
think? Yeah, I would say this is one of the better chapters. I like this quite a lot, I would say.
No, the
Like when
last one was way better.
No, you know what? When Thorfinn is flashing back and you see the pregnant Gudrid, that was one of the prime examples of actually getting to me emotionally a bit, you know? I didn't cry, I didn't tear up or anything, but I was like, man, like he's lived a life. Like he's getting like I don't know, it just felt like I've been with Thorfinn so long and he's thinking back now on like what he's achieved and like what he's trying to save. And it reminded because obviously the big thing, like I had this big thing which I talked about with Bacon all the way back in our first like chapter discussion about how a true warrior and how Thor's left his place for the sake of his family and his son. And how it's all coming back now with Thorfinn. The first thing he thinks about is his family and son and like future child and stuff. And it's like, wow, it's all really coming to an end now. That's what I felt when I read that page, I guess.
I
It
see
kinda got to me a little bit.
1950s American racism is what I see when I look at this
Oh,
panel.
really?
I see the nuclear family. I see monogamy. I see disgusting patriarchy. That's what I see. A woman pregnant, barefoot, in the
Mhm.
park having a picnic, and the man thinking about
I'm back.
protection. I'm disgusted.
Yes. But
Anyway.
she has a cross, so she's like Christian or something.
Oh,
so
that's
it's
even
okay.
worse. It is 1950s American monotony. Where's the
Alright.
white picket fence? I'm disgusted. EliteAri was saying that this chapter was good. Bacon, can you
I
believe
said
that?
it actually got to me so emotionally, Bacon, and I gave a big rant. I even tied it into our past discussions, and it was great. One of my greatest rants about Vinland Saga ever.
And then I followed up with a pretty
Really?
good joke.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kyle talked about racism.
we didn't actually talk about we didn't actually talk about our general thoughts. We kind of just
Yeah.
went over
What do
that.
you think, Bacon?
Yeah. So it took the translation team a bit more time to translate it this time, and
Because they're lazy,
because
just
Mia
like
was
manga
constantly
kids.
chirping about it
Yeah.
on Twitter, I was like, I don't know, I broke basically. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
you were weak-willed.
Oh yeah, you looked at
yes,
the rules.
and so I kind of read it a bit early, so I think it maybe stunted some of the emotional reaction. But I did definitely enjoy it. I thought it was quite cool.
Bro, remember refreshing Attack on Titan
I-
chapters and seeing like a thing out of context and thinking it was crazy, bro? Bacon had that experience this time, but with Vinland Saga, it would have been the greatest. Oh. Except
I
he's saying it was
think-
bad.
It's one of those things. It's like if I read this as a binge, it would be even better. But it's like I know I still have to wait, and so like I just want to see where it goes. There's like there's
True.
an underlying frustration there.
One time,
yeah.
EliteAri, it was Armin on like the shoulders before he transforms to blow up in the end of that thing that hasn't happened in the anime, in that panel where it looks all religious and symbolic, and that was at the top of the raw leak, and you just saw it, and you're like, oh, that's the coolest thing of all time, and oh, it was so good. I bet Jarkey Bacon saw, and none of these panels would even indicate anything cool. All the cool stuff is text. He could have said the "we will leave Vinland" thing, but what would he know? It would be Japanese there. Or is it Korean first? Because like in Attack on Titan, we got the Korean leaks, and then they had to translate that instead of the Japanese ones. Who knows how this works? I bet there's a video on Jarkey Bacon's channel going over all of this with the translation team that I didn't watch, huh?
You didn't
Maybe.
watch it? That was a great video.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Oh my god.
Still haven't finished the tier list.
It's time to update that.
No, wait 10 months apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait,
next
should we
time
wait,
I'll
wait,
look
should
at the
we
rules.
we need to congratulate Yukimura for getting a few chapters out in a row without having to take any breaks or anything. He's done a good job, and these have been great chapters, all right?
That's true.
Congratulations.
And he's been on his tour to
see
to
his
all of
American
America.
fans.
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, did he go to Vinland yet? Did he step on the island thingy? That'd be crazy.
That'd be a great photo.
He did when he was researching initially.
Oh, well, that's lame. He's got to do it after he makes the big Vinland Saga manga.
When's he gonna put himself in the manga as a character that like embodies the theme or something? Wouldn't that be really
Yeah.
cool?
Remember when we said that's what the Chainsaw Man dude was going to do on like the last chapter of EliteAri? That was a great callback from you.
Yes. Yes, you're welcome.
I wish I was a character in Vinland Saga. Mm-hmm.
We are characters of Vinland Saga, surely.
We are just characters in the wacky world of Vinland Saga talk about. That all the lovely people come to see every month. Thank the people, Jarkey Bacon. They're what make this possible.
Thank you all for making this possible.
I hate YouTube commenters. Anyway, are we actually done this time? Anything else genius to say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Comment down below. Make sure to tell us what your favorite chapter is in Vinland Saga.
You should have said, actually, there's only one thing left to say, and then left it to me, and I could have said the outro line.
Okay, so guys, there's only one thing left for us to discuss. You know what? Not even discuss, just to say, because I'm so confident that Kyle Entertainment knows
Support
exactly
links
what I'm
in the
thinking. Go ahead.
description below.
Thanks.